they are just theories, not facts.
It seems like the fire is selective.
The fires in Maui began on August 8, making this the deadliest wildfire in the U.S. in a century. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the fire, but there is no evidence so far that they were started deliberately. But almost as soon as they began, social media users were making up wild allegations about the origins of the deadly blazes, one theory being lasers.
Viral images claim to reveal what caused the Maui wildfires. Ariane Tilly is here to verify if those images are legit or not.
The wildfires that swept through Maui are the deadliest in U.S. history in more than a century. At least 100 people have died and more than 850 are missing. On social media, people are speculating about what could have caused the fires. One trending theory is that the fire started due to an attack from a directed energy weapon. 3 viral images appearing to show evidence of directed energy weapons have been shared online.
A directed energy weapon is a ranged weapon that damages its target with highly focused energy without a solid projectile, including lasers, microwaves, particle beams, and sound beams.
And it can be used against a variety of targets. It's more precise than a bullet.
It really is a point and shoot. We see it, focus on it, and we can negate that target.
You know, you just have to emphasize, you know, if you snap your fingers and the fire can blow up that quickly, it's almost instantaneous.
Directed energy weapons can be used discreetly. Radiation does not generate sound and is invisible if outside the visible spectrum. Light is, for practical purposes, unaffected by gravity, windage and Coriolis force, giving it an almost perfectly flat trajectory. For the Maui wildfires, theorists have added a new twist to their claims, that the fires were purposely started to fulfill the World Economic Forum's goal of creating a smart island on Maui or a 15-minute city in Lahaina. Some social media users pointed to a conference that took place on Maui in January, where scientists discussed the idea of 15-minute cities, an urban planning concept where all amenities would be available within a 15-minute walk or bike ride.
I do not know what the final number is going to be, and it's going to be horrible and tragic.
So how many children are missing?
I guess
Nothing?
we can end this right now.
This is one of the biggest questions that the people of Lahaina have, but you don't want to answer.
You've been the worst mayor we could possibly imagine.
While the idea of 15-minute cities have been around for decades, in recent years conspiracy theories have latched onto it, claiming it is a method to allow governments control their populations. Some people believe that government officials were involved in the spread of the fires, as one of them did not allow sirens to go off, while the other delayed efforts to extinguish the fires until it was too late.
There was a statewide assessment released last year saying that the threat to Hawaii residents from wildfires was low. A 2021 Maui report on wildfire prevention efforts found that the county fire department had no actual plan for preventing fires. And then I'm sure, as you've heard personally, many Maui residents say they didn't receive any official warnings before it was too late. And state officials are acknowledging that none of the 80 warning sirens on Maui were ever activated.
Some also speculated that elites who own property in Maui plotted with real estate investors and developers to cause the deliberate fire to grab lands from the natives. Some also claim that the Maui fire was caused by direct energy weapons, which were programmed not to target blue-colored objects in its trajectory. Have a look at this.
Laser weapons can be programmed for different wavelengths.
The theory is that the direct energy weapons lasers were programmed to only attack objects of different wavelengths except for anything blue in color. The theory emerged in the wake of viral blue beach umbrellas that were spared by the fire, as their surroundings were scorched to the ground. Following this, another image showed cars burnt except for a blue one. The theory being that the destruction was caused by direct energy weapons, which were programmed not to hit blue objects.
Now to a very unusual sight captured on camera. Japanese and local astronomers say the Chinese satellite was recently seen beaming down green lasers over the islands. This video captured atop the Subaru telescope on Mauna Kea, operated by the National Astronomical Observatory of Japan.
There's flash for just a couple seconds. Initially thought to be from a NASA altimeter satellite. The Japanese put out a correction note on Monday.
While the cause of the fires hasn't been determined yet, there are claims the Maui wildfires were started intentionally as part of a land grab and that cheaper lower middle class houses burnt down directly across the street and all of the mansions of the elite are still standing. However, this is not the first time lasers was a theory to start fires. So far in 2023, Canada has seen larger wildfires than any previous year at this point in the season, with more than 3 million hectares burned. Tens of thousands of people have evacuated as a result. One article speculates that since 90% of Alberta's fires could be human-caused, there is a possibility that eco-terrorists may be behind them.
This is a scary time for a lot of people from coast to coast to coast.
On top of purported vigilantism, some falsely theorize that the government is starting wildfires all over the world, either to advance its climate change policies or to force citizens into cities where it will be easier to impose climate lockdowns.
To date, there have already been 1,826 fires nationally so far this year, and approximately 2.7 million hectares have burned. To put that in some context, that's over 5 million football fields.
That much land should not be burning.
As the direct energy weapons claim continues to spread across social media, it is important to note that there is no evidence to support the notion. Officials have also not confirmed that it was the reason behind the Maui wildfires. The exact reason for the rampage remains unclear to date. Some claim that the extreme weather conditions may have played a role, while others believe grasslands planted by ranchers may have caused the wildfires. You decide.